All right, how's it going? I'll tell you how it's going for me. I'm freezing. I don't know why, but today is a May day. I remember there being a warmer day in February than this. I remember there being a day in February where it was like lower 60s. We're 59 right now. I mean, this is insane. Anyone who lives in the Midwest, hey, my heart goes out to you because dang, it's brutal. Especially like the northern Midwest or maybe the Northeast, wherever it's warmer than February or January or whatever. Oh my gosh. But let me tell you something, man, because I've actually been thinking quite a bit, of course, about becoming a man, becoming a better man, right? I feel like a lot of us men, and you might be experiencing this too. I know I've experienced it for the longest time, and I remember how miserable it made me, is that we look at work and living life as there's always something negative or bad about it that makes us not want to do it unless it is our complete dream life. Like for example, I remember I used to have this mindset of I'll be happy when I start working my dream job. I'll be happy when I start living in my dream state, in my dream area. I'll be happy when I start, living out my dream. That's when I'll be happy. In reality though, right? And you may have thought that way too. You may have had thoughts like that. Like, I just want to go live out my dream. I just want to go have freedom. I just want to whatever, right? And the problem with this kind of mindset is it makes us miserable. It does, because we set the bar for happiness as life has to be perfect. And if it's not, then there's a reason to be ticked off. There's a reason to be moody. There's a reason to be whatever. When in reality, you can work any job. You can live in any area. Like there are people that work jobs that you would think are crappy. There are people that live in areas that you would think are terrible. There are people that do things with their lives that you would think to yourself, I would never do that, and yet they're happy. And then there are people that are rich and that have all the money and all the luxury and everything they could ever want, and yet they're miserable. So it goes to show this, right? It goes to show that as men, we don't need this or this or that or this or that. Whatever you might be thinking that you need in order to be happy. I need to work my dream job. I need to live in my dream state. I need it to be summertime already. I know I've been feeling that one a lot, especially with this little May cold blast. I'll be happy when it's warmer out, right? We tend to think that we need this or this or this or this or this or that or whatever in order to actually be happy, when in reality, the reason we're not happy is because we're choosing not to be happy, right? Hey, we have God. Hey, we woke up today. We're still alive and breathing, which means that we still have a purpose on this earth, whether we know it or not. We have a roof over our heads. We have food in our stomach. If you didn't, you probably wouldn't be watching this. You'd probably be out trying to go survive. So why should we not be happy, man? God's given us everything that we need and a lot more. And plus, we always have Him. So what more do we need to be happy? And I remember that, I remember at the job that I'm at now, I remember I actually at a lot of my previous jobs, I would think to myself, I'll be happy when I move on to this job. I'll be happy when I get to this point in my life. I'll be happy when I'm this age. I'll be happy when I'm moved out. I'll be happy when I'm in the place that I want to live in. I'll be happy when this or that or this or that. And you know what would happen? Is I would end up getting a new job, or I would end up becoming the age that I said I wanted to be, whether it be 18, 21, whatever. I would pay off certain debts. I would do these things that I would say, I'm going to be happy when this happens. And you know what's funny? Is that those things happen and I still wasn't happy. Because now that those things have happened, I've tried to put my mind on something else that I need in order to be happy. You don't need to be rich, man. There are poor people that are happy and rich people that are miserable. You don't need to live in your dream area. There are people who live in crappy areas, or areas that you would think to yourself, I'll never live there because it's too cold, or it's too worn down, or it's too expensive, or whatever, right? You think to yourself, I would never live there, which is fine. It's fine to have those thoughts like I would never live there, but there are people that live in those areas that are happy, and people that live in their dream areas that are not happy. There are people that do things with their lives that they love doing, and then there's people that, do things with their lives that they don't really care to do, yet they find a way to be happy, whereas people working their dream jobs or living their dream lives are not happy. And yeah, of course, there are some people that are living out their dream that are happy, and there are some people that are not living out their dream that are not happy, but there are also some people that are living out their dream that are miserable, and some people that are living out their dream, or that are not living out their dream, yet are still happy. I'm an example of that one. And I used to not be this way. Like I said, I used to always think to myself, I have to be at this point in my life. I have to do this. I have to accomplish this. I have to get this. I have to be here. I have to do that. Whatever, in order for me to be happy. And you know what I realized is that that's all just a mind trap, man. That's all just a trap. It's all just a endless cycle of I'll never be happy kind of thing. Because once you get that thing that you were looking for to be happy, now you find something else that you think that you need. When in reality, all you need, man, all you need is God. All you need is the things that you need to survive. All you need is like that's it, man. That's it. Hey, God woke me up today. God's on my side. I'm living, I'm breathing. What more do I need, man? Yes, I don't have my dream car. I don't even have my own home. I am definitely not in my dream state or area that I want to live in. Respectfully, I would love to be somewhere where it's actually freaking warm in May. That would be nice, right? But you know what I do? You know what I do? I say, hey, I don't have everything that I want, but I have more than I need. And so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look up to the sky. I'm gonna say, hey, thank you, God, for these blessings. I'm grateful for them. Sure, it might not be my dream, but maybe I don't need my dream. Maybe the reason I haven't gotten my dream is because you want to show me that I don't need that in order to live a happy, good, successful life on this earth. All I need is you, number one. Number two, I also might not be the man worthy of having my dream yet. I might still be more mentally immature than I think I am, or I might not be capable of being able to handle the responsibility of whatever I'm trying to go after. And so I need you to build me up in the season in order to be able to handle that in the future if that's what you want me to have. You understand what I'm saying? And so you know what? Yes, I don't have my dream car. I don't even have my own place. So no, I don't have my dream place. I do not live in my dream area. I'm not working my dream job. I don't have anything that's my dream per se. But look at this face, man. Look at this face. I'm still smiling. And it's simply because I'm not going to let these things get to my head that I need to have this, or I need to do this, or I need to live here in order to be happy. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to thank God for even waking me up today, because a lot of people didn't, right? I'm going to thank God for the chance to even live on this earth. I'm going to thank God that he's on my side, because I realize that's all I really need. And whatever I do have, I'm going to darn well make the most of it. That's why in my past videos, which I posted on second channel, if you want to see them, whatever, like archive videos, but I'll also be doing it again this winter. Hey, I'm not the biggest fan of winter. I'm really not. I think the snow looks peaceful. I think it's really peaceful when it's yeah, it's like freezing or below freezing, but it's not deadly cold, right? It's not windy. It's just nice and calm and chill. I think it's peaceful, but man, I love summer. I'm a summer guy. I need summer. I hate that it's 55 degrees in May. It's cloudy. I'm colder in May than I was in February. I hate that. But you know what I'm going to do? Instead of being miserable about it, instead of thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not going to be happy today, because at the end of the day, I'll go to bed and I'll look back at my day and say, man, that's a whole 24 hours I wasted not being happy. And then after a year or 2 years or 3 years pass by, I'll say, dang, man, I just wasted years of my life not being happy when I could have chosen to be happy. I'm going to make the most of what I got. I'm going to make the most of it. That's why you saw me in the winter taking my shirt off, doing workouts outdoors. That's why you're going to see me here doing a workout outdoors, even though I'm cold, whatever. I'm still coming out here. I'm still making the most of it. The place that I live in, again, not my dream place, but I'm still going to make the most of it. I'm going to find people to talk to. I'm going to go to certain places, whatever is open. There's not that much to do around my area, but you know what? The stuff that there is to do, I'm going to make the most of it. I'm not working my dream job, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to work every day. Even if I feel tired or kind of crabby or moody or miserable, whatever, I'm still going to make the most of it. And I'm still going to find a way to at least have a good time with it. And I'm not living out my dream, but I'm living a very blessed life, just like you are. I woke up today, that's blessed enough. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the most of my day. Yeah, some days I feel tired, some days I feel crabby, some days I feel anxious, some days I feel stressed, some days I feel sad, some days I feel down, some days I feel lonely, some days I feel this or that or this or that, whatever. You know what? I may feel that way, but I'm not going to let it destroy my life. Right? You may feel certain ways, but that doesn't mean you have to let it destroy your life. You may feel certain ways. You may not live in your favorite area. You may not work your favorite job. But you know what you can choose to do with all that? You can choose to either let it ruin you in your life, and then you look back at your life at the end of your life and look back and say, dang, I wish I just had a little bit more fun with it, or I wish I was just a little bit happier, or I wish I didn't choose to keep being so miserable. I wish I just made the most of what I had. Or you can make the most of what you have now, then look back and say, thank you, God. Hey, it wasn't a perfect life by any means. It's never perfect, but you know what is perfect is you. and you're all I need. So you know what? Thank you for this life, because wow, I'm so grateful I got to experience it. So however you're feeling, whatever you're doing with your life, whatever's going on, hey, look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to change jobs. There's nothing wrong with wanting to move out of state or to another country or to another area. There's nothing wrong with wanting to try new things. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make more money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to meet new people. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do something different with your life. Yeah, if I got the chance, I would move to my dream state or work my dream job or meet my dream girl or whatever. If I got the chance to, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do better in life. In fact, you should try to do better in life. Just because I'm saying to, make the most of what you got doesn't mean that, you shouldn't try to do better. Yeah, we should try to do better as men. Hey, we're made to work hard. We're made to move up the ladder. We should try to do better as men. We should try to build better relationships, make more money of what we're worth. We should do better to work harder and whatever, explore around, try different things, try different jobs, try living in different areas, whatever it may be. We should explore and adventure around as men and try new things. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. My point is that for what you got now, you may not have any of your dream things, but it doesn't mean that you can't make the most of it and still live a darn good life. That's all I'm trying to say. So whatever you got now, which might not be much, which is fine, because in the end, we may not have much, but we have more than we need. We may not be living our dream perfect life and working our dream perfect job and having our dream perfect life, whatever. But you know what? We got more than we need. We may not have everything we want, but we have more than we need. And if that's not blessed enough, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what is. Right? So, first thing is to look at the sky, thank God for everything He's given you, even if it's not that much. Right? Because He's still giving you more than you need, which is actually a lot more than not that much. Number two, whatever you do have, whether it's your dream or not, whether it's your perfect life or not, you sure can make the most of it. You absolutely can. And I know I talked yesterday about living out our purpose, hey, living out our purpose in our gift that God has given us, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I say there's nothing wrong with wanting to try new jobs or try new career paths or try new things in life or try meeting different people, try moving to different areas. Because yeah, at the end of the day, hey, God's got a purpose for all of us, multiple purposes for us men. God's given us gifts that we ought to use to serve Him and to serve others, right? But we also may not know it at the time, and we may have to try and experience new things and do things that we don't, like to do, or do things that we don't dream to do in order for God to reveal that gift to us. But even when you do live out your purpose, or even when you do use the gift that God has given you, life still isn't perfect. There's still going to be a lot of hard times, a lot of stressful times. You're still going to have days that even when you're working your dream job or living your dream life, whatever, let's say you were to, you're still going to have days where you don't feel like doing the work, or days where you don't feel like doing anything, or days where you feel miserable or crabby. So life just ain't perfect, man. That's just the bottom line. So whether you're living out your dream or not, whether you're living out your dream or not, whether you're working your dream job or not, whether you're living in your dream area or not, it's up to you to decide, am I going to let this, ruin me in my life and make me miserable? Or am I going to choose just to make the most of everything that I got, even if it's not much, and live the best life I can? That's the bottom line, man. Because again, there are people who are rich and have all the luxuries and live out their dream and live in their dream area and have everything they could ever want, yet are still not happy. Of course, there are people that do have all that stuff and are happy, but there's also people that have all that stuff and they're not happy. And then there are people who are poor and don't have that much and live in a bad area, or not their dream area, whatever, or don't live out their dream lives. And yeah, there are some people that live that kind of life and aren't happy, but then there are also people that live that kind of life and are happy. So there's some people that have everything they want and live out their dream and yet are miserable, and there's some people that have nothing that they want yet still find a way to be happy. Because it comes down to whether you have everything you want or not. It comes down to realizing that you have more than what you need in order to live a happy, fulfilling life. And especially considering we got the one above us, who's all that we really need. So yeah, man, that's the importance of practicing gratitude and realizing and really counting your blessings. That's what us men ought to do. Because if we're gonna live a life being miserable and crabby because we don't have everything we want, that's how a little boy lives. I didn't get the toy I wanted. I'm crabby. I'm angry. I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't have a great day today, so I'm gonna pout and be miserable. You want to be a little boy? Or do you want to be a man? You know what a man says? I don't have everything I want. I don't. I barely even have anything I want. But you know what? I have more than I need. And you know what? I actually do have everything I want. The one above me. He's everything that I ever wanted. And all that he's given me is all I ever truly want anyway. Yeah, I may want that dream car, that dream house, or to live in that dream area. I may want that, right? But I don't need it to be happy. And on top of that, whatever God gives me, wherever God takes me, whatever God decides to do with my life, that's all that I truly want anyway. That's all that really matters. So that's how us men ought to think and how we ought to live. That's how you be a real man. That is how you be a real man. And then once you start living that kind of life where you're making the most of your life, even if you don't got that much to make the most of, you start making the most of your life, you know what? You just start naturally becoming happier and naturally start counting your blessings more and naturally come to realize that you never needed all that stuff that you ever wanted. All you ever needed was God and just to have a better attitude. That's all you ever really needed. You start to realize that, and then there's nothing that can really make you miserable. And yeah, of course, the hard times, the stressful times, anxiety, sadness, depression, whatever, all that stuff, right? That hits us in different seasons of our lives. But there's nothing that can ever truly bring you down. And then once you start having that happy, positive energy, you start spreading it off onto other people. Now you realize the importance of God, right? And you're reflecting his light naturally because you're focused on him instead of all the things that you ever wanted. You focus on all the blessings he's given you, which makes you happy, instead of all the things that you ever wanted in this world. This is why God tells us to store up heavenly treasures and not earthly ones. You start becoming happy, more positive. You start shining that light within you. You start shining it onto other people, and it spreads like a virus, but a good virus, because it starts making other people happy. People come around you, they just automatically get happy. They automatically get less stressed. They automatically laugh more. They automatically have their own light reflecting off them because you're reflecting God's light. You're reflecting that light on other people, and then that light reflects off them, and then boom, it just creates a chain reaction of light. Whereas if you were miserable, right, that's a bad virus that spreads. You're miserable, people come around you, then they get miserable, and then that misery starts spreading onto other people too, right? So you ought to be the person that reflects the light onto other people. Especially when you do that, people are going to want to be around you more, and then people are going to start looking up to you. It's so crazy, man, how all you have to do is just like say to yourself, like, hey, I may not have everything, right? I may not have anything, but I have God, and that's all I need. And that's all I need to be happy. And then boom, once you start just being happy and having a better attitude toward life and just choosing to be happy even if you don't have much, versus choosing to be miserable because you don't have everything you ever dreamed of, right? Then you start shining the light within you. You start becoming happy and positive, and then before you know it, you're affecting other people in their lives positively, and then people start looking up to you simply just because you're just a happy, positive person. And that's all people really truly want, right? That's all that a lot of people truly want, is to be happy and positive. And then they'll start looking up to you, right? You'll be like a leader to them, and then people will be like, what the heck, man? How are you always so happy? Oh, I have God. Boom, you'll lead other people to God. You'll lead other people to be better people overall, and boom, now you just cause a chain reaction of goodness and light and hope for everyone. All because you said to yourself, I'm gonna have a better attitude at life. I don't have any of my dream stuff, but I don't need that dream stuff. I just need God. I need to do what he needs me to do. I need to be a better man. I just need to fulfill my purpose as a man, whether it's in my dream spot or not in my dream spot. I need to do what I need to do as a man. I need to work however I need to work as a man, whether it be my dream job or not, whatever. And it all just comes down to just having a better attitude toward life, and your attitude is up to you. You just got to decide, hey, I don't have that much, but I got more than I need, right? I don't have everything I ever wanted on this earth, but I have everything I ever wanted from up above, and he's all I really need. Even if I have nothing, or would I rather have God but have nothing else, or would I rather have everything but not God? That's where you see the people that are rich and have like all these luxuries and stuff, right? They're not happy even with everything they ever had because they don't have God, right? But then you see the people, again, that have nothing, yet they still find a way to be happy because they don't have anything, but they have God. You want to become a better man? That's the kind of attitude in life you got to start living. Right there. All right. Time to work out. But here's the deal. I'm cold. I am cold, but hey, you probably know that by now, based on what I've said. Today, I'm doing a leg workout over here. with where I'm at, it's weird because the place that I usually go to, like this little trail that I usually go on, in this really cool spot, you've seen me do some past workouts there if you've been following the mission for a little while, they closed it off. There's a sign that says it's closed off because of invasive species or something. I'm like, oh man. Obviously hope the nature's okay. Hope God's beautiful world's all right, but yeah, I won't be going back there, so I just kind of find this other little random spot. And then when it gets warmer and I have more time on my hands, mainly more time on my hands, then I'll be able to explore around and see if there's like another cool spot in this area. But hey, for now, hey, I don't have that much. I had this little tiny spot where there's not that much. Definitely not going to be a fun workout like yesterday, but I'm still going to make the most of it. And I'm still going to have some fun with it too, because that's what matters. I don't have much, but I got more than what I need to do a workout. And you know what's funny? I don't even have any equipment. So if you are someone that says to yourself, oh, you know, hey, I can't do my workout, I don't have this equipment, or I don't have this or that. Hey, if you want to do a workout with equipment, nothing wrong with that. But don't ever say to yourself, I can't do it because. Right? If you really want it, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Instead of saying, I can't do this because, how about try saying, I can do this even though. I can't do this because I don't have this equipment. How about instead of saying that, you say, I can do this even though I don't have this equipment. I can do a chest workout even though I don't have, you know, the benching. I can do a leg workout even though I don't have the barbell or whatever. Heck, I'm living, if you want to know how to, I'm living proof that I do all my workouts without equipment. I used to use the rings, but I like to go raw, man. I like to just do it without anything. I don't know, it's just me. It's just me. Not having that much stuff is just me. So for a little bit of fitness advice before we start this workout here, anytime you notice yourself kind of finding a reason why you shouldn't do the workout, stop yourself. Put up a wall in your mind and start giving every reason why you got to do this workout. And even if you don't think about it, right? If you feel, I feel lazy today, I feel sick, I feel tired, I feel weak, I feel sore, I don't have this equipment, I am kind of nervous to go to the gym, I don't have my workout partner, I can't afford a gym membership, whatever the case may be, instead of finding all these excuses as to why you can't accomplish your fitness goals, or just better yet, just stay healthy in general, stay physically healthy, whether you have certain goals or not. It's just about staying healthy and, you know, taking care of the body God's given us. Instead of finding all these reasons why you can't do something, find every reason why you can. I can move. All right, that's all I need. I have a room I can do my workout in. Cool, we're good. Right? I'm nervous to go to the gym, but I'm going to go anyway. I'm just going to throw in my earbuds. Not worry about what people are thinking of me, because people are all thinking of themselves. No one's thinking about me. Just like me, I'm thinking about other people. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about myself and how I feel. I'm not thinking about other people, right? I'm not worried about what anyone else is doing. I can't afford a gym membership. All right. I'm just going to do workouts outdoors or in my room then. I don't have my workout partner. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Well, I'll do my workout solo today. I feel sore. I feel weak. I feel tired. Too bad, I'm still going to do it anyway because today's a workout day. Now, of course, if you feel like really like deadly sick or you can't even get out of bed, okay, that's a different story, right? Don't overdo it on yourself. But because, you know, I didn't feel like going out and doing my workout yesterday, and now that I'm actually out here in this kind of colder May weather, and I keep thinking to myself that I just can't wait for the warm weather to be here, I don't really feel like doing it either. But you know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make the most of it, because that's what matters. So every time you notice yourself trying to find a way in your mind to get out of your workout, just right away, just get up right out of your bed or right off the couch or whatever, and just go right out the front door or right to your room and just start doing it without even thinking about it. If you don't feel like it, just get up and just go do what you need to do. Because what makes a man is doing the hard work, especially when we don't feel like it, versus, yeah, I'm not going to work today because I don't feel like it, right? If we try to do that with our jobs, I'm not going to go to work today because I don't feel like it. We would either get fired or written up, or we just simply wouldn't make the money that we need to survive. So yeah, we got to do the hard work even when we don't feel like it. And you could think to yourself, oh yeah, but I'm not making money, so I can actually skip a day. Yeah, but when you skip once, it's going to be a lot easier to skip again and again and again. Before you know it, you get in a loophole like I used to, and you'll take months off and just become lazy. And then before you know it, you start getting physically out of shape, and you start doing bad things to your health. So yeah, you may not be making money, right? It may not be like a real job per se, but staying physically active and taking care of our bodies is something that we got to do. Like anything, if you don't take care of it, it's going to break down and bad things are going to happen. And plus, God gave us these bodies, so let's take care of them as we should. That's the bottom line. You know, even if you don't want to build muscle, you don't have to build muscle. You just got to take care of your body, right? Whether that be doing cardio, or whether that be getting into shape, or maybe you do want to build muscle. Hey, that's cool, man, right? Whatever it is that you want to do to take care of your body, hey, as long as you're taking care of it, that's what matters. But instead of listening to the excuses that form in your mind about, oh, I shouldn't do it because, I don't want to do it because, I can't do it because, right away, just don't even think about it. Just go and do the workout. Don't even think about it. Just get right up. Give yourself 3 seconds. Be like, all right, I'm up in 3, 2, 1, and then boom, jump up and just go do the workout, or whatever it may be, whatever it is that you need to do. And just do it, even if you don't feel like it. Do it even if your mind's telling you otherwise. Just quit listening to your mind, quit listening to your feelings, and just start doing what you need to do, regardless of what your mind says, or regardless of what your feelings say. If you know you need to do something like your workout, don't listen to the excuses that form in your mind. Because once you do it once, it becomes a lot easier to do it again. Before you know it, you fall into a bad habit and cycle of just not doing the workouts. Before you know it, you get out of shape, and then things just go south from there. So yeah, next time you notice yourself thinking, oh, no, I'm not going to do it, I don't want to do it, you know, I can't do it because, think to yourself, I will do it, even though I will do it right now. Let's go. And then just go and do it, man. Just go and do it. I wish I could, you know, get you up myself, but I can't. If you want to imagine me like taking your hand and just, you know, yanking you off the couch or whatever, and boom, you just go do the workout. You throw on one of my videos and listen to it. Throw on one of your favorite songs, or one of your favorite podcasts, or favorite videos, even if it's not mine. Whatever makes you do the workouts that you need to do. That's what matters. Just never let the excuses win. Always let the good win. And the good is doing what you need to do, whether you feel like it or not, or whether you want to or not. So, let's go. Let's do this workout.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in, but it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn, a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings and rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn, a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Some great timing, because it's starting to rain, and I'm actually pretty far away from my car, so at least it was legs, so I'm gonna forget the physique check for now. At least it was legs, because physique checking gonna be that great. You know what? It's not too smart for my equipment, so I'm not gonna be out here. Hopefully not when it's downpouring, but I want to embrace this a little bit, so. It's not raining that much, you won't be able to see it. Probably, maybe a couple drops or so. But it was funny, the sun was just, I just saw the sun like a couple minutes ago. That's weird. Dang. But I'm gonna try to get back to my car before it were to downpour. I don't know if it's supposed to downpour or anything, but I like to be on the safe side, so. Hey, you know what? Forget it. Walk back with me back to the car here. Just bringing my tripod down a little bit. Book, keys. All right, cool, we're good. But if it starts raining too much, then yeah, I'll be putting this away. Another good workout. Again, didn't have much, but I made the most of it, and I got in a good workout, and I'm happy. And that, my friend, right there, I mean, that's just what you really need. You just got to make the most of what you got. That's how you realize that you don't need much. It's when you just make the most of what you got, even if it's not a lot. Yeah, and one day, I may be able to move to my dream state. I may be able to work my dream job. You know, whatever it may be. But even if not, I'm not going to let it destroy my life. I'm not going to let evil destroy my life. I'm not going to let my own thoughts destroy my life. Because no matter where I go or what I do, I got God, man. He's all I need. And God's given me a gift, which I believe I know. But if I find out it wasn't it, right, hey, that's fine, man. You know, if I find out the true gift God has given me, let's just say I'm wrong about the gift that I think he's given me, and I find out my true gift in like 10 or 20 years, whatever, 30 years, whatever it may be, I look back and say, hey, maybe it's a good thing God didn't reveal my gift to me at the time, because he had to make me into the man worthy of taking responsibility of my gift, right? And while I believe I'm that man now, and I believe I know what my gift is, just like you, it's possible I'm wrong. But it's also possible I'm right too, so I just gotta let God lead me in the direction he needs to lead me. I'll continue trying new things, I'll continue doing what I feel God's telling me to do. And if I turn out to be wrong, then you know what? God's gonna help me come back from it, because that's how good and loving he is. That's what he's always done. He's gonna help you come back from it too. So don't ever be worried or afraid of messing up or making mistakes or going the wrong direction, you know? Because God's gonna help you come back from that. And even if you do take the wrong path, and you might be like, hey, God, why didn't you tell me I was taking the wrong path? You know, God may be like, well, I needed you to take that wrong path, in order for you to learn a lesson that would be best for you to learn by taking that wrong path. You know what I mean? So whatever sins or mistakes or wrongdoings you've done in your life, yeah, we should repent of them. Yes, we should try better to be better men. You know, but understand that God may just use those things, those mistakes, those past wrongdoing, screw-ups, sins, taking the wrong path. He may just use them to teach us what he needs to teach us to become the men that we need to become. So that's just it, man. That's just it. Even if you don't have everything you ever, you know, think you deserve, or even if you might be saying to God right now, hey, God, you know, just make me into the best man I can be, and let me accomplish the purpose that you have for me. And he may not have done it, but what he's always doing is building us into the men that we need to become in order to do what he needs us to do, right? Because let's just say God were to give us let's just say someone were to ask for $1 million. Let's say there's a man that asks, hey, God, give me $1 million, right? But yet this man has a bad spending problem. He has bad financial habits. He's just a mess. Why would God answer his prayer right now? You know, knowing, now look, I'm not trying to speak for God here, but I notice a lot of times when I pray for things that God doesn't answer me right away. But when he does answer me, whether it be months or years later, I look back and say, I'm glad he didn't answer me then, because he needed to make me into the man worthy of receiving what I asked for in prayer, or worthy of receiving what I wanted. So yeah, even though the Bible tells us you will receive what you ask for in prayer, so we may ask God for things that we want, right? He may not give it to us right away or ever. Number one, because if he doesn't give it to us, right, it's probably just to help us realize that we don't need that to be happy. We just need him. Number two, even if he does give it to us yet months or years later, it's all because he had to build us into the man that's worthy of receiving the blessing that we asked for, right? So if he were to give him $1 million to a man who's terrible with his money, he's going to blow that $1 million on random garbage and be broke again before you know it. But if he builds that man into someone who is smart with money, smart with finances, doesn't blow his money on random garbage, and then he gives him the $1 million, number one, he just answered the prayer that the man prayed for. Number two, he's going to do a lot better with that money, probably even use it to make more money, to help other people, to do good things with it, to honor God with it. And that's going to be a lot better of a use than if God were to just answer him when he's terrible with money. And on top of that too, we also have to, like God's word says, seek and you will find. So we have to, whatever we're asking for in prayer or whatever we want in this life, we got to go seek it, man. And if we're seeking it for our entire lives, we might hear two things from God. One is that quit seeking, you don't need it. Number two, keep seeking and you'll find it. And we gotta, like, for example, right, we might ask God for $1 million. We might be good with our money, but now God's saying, all right, you got to go work for it. You want it, you got to work for it. I'll help you get there. You just got to work for it and do what I say. So realize that that's just how things go in life, right? You don't have everything you ever wanted, but you also don't need everything you ever wanted. Even when you do get the stuff you want, hey, that's great. That's awesome, man. You just got to become the man worthy of receiving that stuff before God can just hand it over to you, right? So let's just enjoy. That's just why we got to enjoy life and enjoy the process, because right now, you may not have received the blessings that you ask for, but if not, then you're probably in a building season. So just enjoy the process of being built into the man that God wants you to become in order to receive the blessing that you prayed for or the thing that you want. And even if you don't get what you want, hey, all we ever needed was God anyway. So we just got to trust in him, whether he hears and answers our prayers or whether he hears our prayers but doesn't answer them. And we just got to trust in him no matter what happens, whether we have everything or whether we have nothing, because with God, we actually have everything. That's just how us men got to be, man. You want to be a real man? Hey, that's how you got to be. Is I'm cool whether I have everything or nothing. I'm cool whether God answers my prayer today or in years from now or even never. I'm good either way. I'm going to be happy and joyful either way. I'm going to be a man either way. I'm going to stay close to God either way. I'm going to keep my faith. I'm going to help other people. I'm going to do good in this life. I'm going to make the most of my life no matter what. And that's just it, man. That's just it. But every day, God's building you into a better man. So don't ever think any days are, the only days that go to waste are the days that you allow to go to waste, are the days that you choose to go to waste. So be grateful for every day and be grateful for everything that you have, even if it's not much. Because at the end of the day, it's more than we ever needed. All right, let's continue where we left off in the Bible yesterday. Like I've said in my previous videos, I'm going to finish up Matthew, which is only a few more chapters left. And then after that, I'll just be going back to flipping to random pages and pointing out random verses and reading from there. So let's go. Matthew 24:22. If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. At that time, if anyone says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, do not believe it, for false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. See, I have told you ahead of time. So if anyone tells you, there he is, or out in the wilderness, do not go out, or here he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as lightning that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever there is a carcass, there the vultures will gather. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. And then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. and he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs gets tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. But about that day or hour, no one knows. Not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Yeah, so if you ever see any like YouTube videos, oh, you know, I know when Jesus is coming, or Jesus is coming this or then, it's like, don't even click on it, man. Cause I see those things all the time, man. I'm so tempted. I'm just like, oh my gosh, is the end time really now? But then I remember this verse that, like, only the Father knows, right? When Jesus is coming or when the end of the world is. So it's just like, we can't fall for that, right? I just wanted to throw that out there. I see that way too much. But only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding with a handmill, one will be taken and the other left. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is the faithful and wise servant whom the master has put in charge of the servants in his household to give them their food at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. Truly I tell you, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, my master is staying away a long time. And then he begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That is Matthew 24. And I just kind of realized too, it actually wasn't that long of a walk back. I thought it was going to be longer. I don't know why that just came to mind, but anyway, that's the mission for today. I have a little free community down below if you want to go check that out. Got more videos coming where this came from. We're going to become the men. We're going to become the men God made us to be. That's what counts. Every single day, becoming better. So yeah, that's the mission for today. Time for me to go do my thing. Time for you to go do your thing and become that man God made you to be. And I will see you tomorrow to continue our mission. Peace.